On this Teachers' Day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has given a perfect gift to the children of India. Hello and welcome to the In Focus series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh, and in today's video we will be discussing about PM Shri initiative launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the Teachers' Day. So let us look at the timeline of the video. First we will be looking at the news, then about PM Shri initiative, then about education in India, its constitutional position, then about the new education policy 2020 and its features, outcomes of new education policy 2020, and in the end we will be looking into a prelims MCQ and a mains practice question. This topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 2, education. From exam perspective, you should be knowing that PM Shri initiative is related to what, and what is the constitutional position of education in India, and what are the features of new education policy 2020. So let's get started and see the news. This news has been taken from the Indian Express and it says Teachers' Day 2020, 14,500 schools to be upgraded as PM Shri with National Education Policy component, says Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So the important components are, first is PM Shri initiative and second is the National Education Policy. So let's first look at that why the National Education Policy was in news, or what is PM Shri. So on the occasion of Teachers' Day, that is 5th September 2022, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has announced that PM Shri, that is PM Shri stands for Prime Minister Schools for Rising India. So on the occasion of Teachers' Day, Prime Minister Modi has given a gift to the children of this country by giving them PM Shri initiative. And the Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan had earlier talked about this initiative in June 2022. So this is the tweet which Prime Minister Modi has tweeted, that today on Teachers' Day, I am glad to announce a new initiative, the development and upgradation of 14,500 schools across India under the Pradhan Mantri Schools for Rising India. Because students or children are the future of India, which can make the nation reach new heights. These will become model schools which will encapsulate the full spirit of national education policy. So these schools, the schools under PM Shri initiative, will work on the national education policy. So let us look at what is PM Shri initiative. As I've told you that PM Shri School stands for PM Schools for Rising India, and they are a centrally sponsored scheme. Important word here is sponsored. It means it will not be completely given by center or sponsored by center. They will be in association with state. So whatever the ratio will be, that will come out later. And it also talks about upgradation and development of more than 14,500 schools across the country. Important word is upgradation. It means all the schools will not be built from scratch. They will be upgraded. So upgradation and development of more than 14,500 schools across the country. Then it also talks about strengthening the selected existing schools, the schools which are already present. Existing schools from amongst schools managed by central government, state government, union territory government and local bodies. And all the components of the National Education Policy 2020 will be followed. So this point becomes very important from exam perspective. First, it is a centrally sponsored scheme, and second, all the components of the National Education Policy will be followed. Then it will act as exemplar school, or it will act as an example for other schools, and also offer mentorship to all the schools which are present in its territory or the schools which are present around it. And its aim is to provide qualitative teaching, learning, cognitive development or the overall development of the child. The focus will not only be on memorizing the facts, while the focus will be on the overall development of the children, the overall development of the personality of a child. And it will be equipped with modern infrastructure including labs, smart classrooms, libraries, sports equipment, art room, etc., which is inclusive and accessible. Accessibility is a big point and a big word, because accessibility nowadays has become a problem for the students, that things are present but they are not accessible to people. So making them accessible to people so that they can use it properly becomes a very important point in the development of a child's future. And it can also be developed as green schools. So the PM Shri schools will be developed as green schools, need of the hour green schools with water conservation, waste recycling, energy efficient infrastructure, and integration of organic lifestyle in curriculum. By doing all these things, the child since starting will be able to learn different things, will be able to explore more and see new and extracurricular things, which becomes important from the perspective of overall development of a child. And providing high quality education in an equitable, inclusive and joyful school environment, because school plays the most important part, and it is the building block of a child's future and also of a nation's future. So whenever a child will learn good things, or the teachers will be good, or the joyful environment will be there in the school, then the students will be happy and they will be enjoying their studies. Now let us look at education in India. What are its constitutional provisions? Very, very important from exam perspective, both prelims and mains. Then let us look at the constitutional provisions. Then Article 45, that is Directive Principles of State Policy, Part 4 of Indian Constitution. It talks about free and compulsory education for children. Then 43rd Amendment to the Constitution in 1976 moved education from state to the concurrent list. So at present, education is present in which list? It is a part of concurrent list, and earlier it was a part of state list. And now 86th Amendment in 2002 made education an enforceable right. It has made education an enforceable right under Article 21A. So the question can be asked in the form that which amendment, or through which amendment education was made an enforceable right. So the answer would be 86th Amendment. And it became part of which article? It became part of Article 21A. Now let us talk about few of the government initiatives about regarding the education, that is the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, most popular one. Midday meal scheme, extremely important, because this scheme attracts a large number of students and get the students who are not able to afford education to the schools, and also providing them food, so that the overall development and the nutritional values of the child also takes place in the right way. Then Navodaya Vidyalaya and Kendriya Vidyalayas. Now let us talk about the new education policy 2020, because the PM Shri initiative will be following the components of which policy? The new education policy of 2020. So the new education policy 2020 talks about large scale transformational reforms in both schools and higher education sectors, and it is the first education policy of the 21st century, because it has replaced the 34-year-old national policy on education, which came into place in 1986. So since 1986, there was no upgradation in the national education policy, and there was a need felt that an upgradation should be brought in the national education policy. And after 34 years, amendment was made, a change was made, because there was a need which was felt that the development of the children should not only be based on memorizing the facts and just writing it on the exams, while the focus should be on the overall development of the children. So it also talks about foundational pillars of access, equity, equality, affordability and accountability, that education should be access to all, the accessibility, that every children should have the access to education, equity, quality education should be provided. Then affordability, which is a major problem in a country like India, that education should be made affordable to people. Every single student or every single child of India should be able to go inside the school and study and make a future for themselves and for their own country. Then it should be aligned to the 2030 agenda for sustainable development. And there is one sustainable development goal also which talks about education. Which is that goal? So the sustainable development goal, that is SDG 4. SDG 4 talks about quality education. Important points, you can write it in your mains answer writing. Then the aim of the new education policy is to transform India into a vibrant knowledge society and a global knowledge superpower. The important word is transform, because transformation takes time. Transformation is a gradual process. Transformation is a slow process. So transforming India into a vibrant knowledge society. Now let us look at this image. So we'll be talking about few of the key features of the new education policy 2020. And it says that public spending on education by states center to be raised to 6% of GDP. This I am talking about the education policy which came in 2020. And Ministry of Human Resource Development to be renamed Ministry of Education. One of the most important point of national education policy was Ministry of Human Resource Development was renamed as Ministry of Education, and separate technology unit to develop digital education resources, because when after the COVID pandemic the digital education has boomed in the country, and we have now realized the importance of transforming the education on the online platform or on the global digital platform. Then let's talk about school education. Universalization from age 3 to class 10 by 2030. Mission to ensure literacy and numeracy skills by 2025. A very important point, that mother tongue should be used as a medium of instruction till class 5 wherever possible. Important word is mother tongue. Board exams to be made easier and they should be redesigned, because merely a number of board exams cannot define the future of a child. And new curriculum to include 21st century skills like coding and vocational integration. Now let's talk about higher education. That is new umbrella regulator for all higher education except medical and legal courses. Then flexible, holistic, multidisciplinary undergraduate degree of 3 to 4 years duration. Multidisciplinary, holistic, it should cover all the aspects and it should be flexible. Rigidity was becoming a problem. Then 1 to 2 year PG programs and college affiliation system to be phased out in 15 years. So these were few of the features of the national education policy. If you want to read more about or everything related to the national education policy, because I will be focusing majorly on few very important points, not on everything about the national education policy. So you can go out and read also by your own. That Ministry of Human Resource is now the Ministry of Education. Very important point is that for schools, now the earlier the protocol which was followed was 10 plus 2, but now which has been changed to 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. So this is the new numbering, that 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. Now 10 plus 2 numbering does not exist. So the numbering 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 talks about 5 years, that is age 3 to 8 of foundational education, then 3 years of 8 to 11 age group of preparation, then 3 years of 11 to 14 age group of middle education, and 4 years of secondary schooling, that is the age group of 14 to 18 years. So now let's talk about multi-stream, that is multiple stream. Then flexibility will be given to choose subject across streams. All subjects to be offered at 2 levels of proficiency. So you will now be getting an option to choose subjects. whichever subjects you want to study, you can choose by your own. Now, multilingual, that is 3-language policy to continue with preferences for local language medium of instruction till class 8. So, this becomes important point, that 3-language policy to continue. Then for colleges, set like college test, that is National Testing Agency to conduct common college entrance exam twice a year. And now there is a college exam which is conducted, and that is called CUET. CUET has taken place this year. Then 4-year multidisciplinary bachelor's program to be preferred. Mid-term dropouts will be given credit with option to complete degree after a break. These are the points which was there in the National Education Policy 2020, which I am telling you. Now let's talk about what are the outcomes of National Education Policy 2020, and that is universalization from early childhood care and education to secondary education by 2030, aligning with Sustainable Development Goal 4. This Sustainable Development Goal point you can write easily in your, I would say, if there is a question about the National Education Policy, then in your way forward, or you can write it in your conclusion to give it a good positive aspect and a good positive feedback to your answer, because it will really enhance the quality of your answer. Then attaining foundational learning and numeracy skills through national mission by 2025. So there are the deadlines which are given, there are prospects which are given in the form of years, that 2030, 2025. Then 100% gross enrollment ratio in preschool to secondary level by 2030. This becomes a very important point. Then bring back 2 crore out of school children back to the schooling environment. Teachers to be prepared for assessment reforms by 2023. Very important point, that even teachers need training. It cannot be like when if a teacher has entered into the system that the teacher does not need training. Teacher also need enhancement in their skills. Then inclusive and equitable education system by 2030, and board exams to test core concepts and application of knowledge. Very important point, because now many a times we have seen that board exams are only about memorizing a fact and going there and writing down everything, but that does not talk about or define the personality of a children. So making the board exams easy is very important, and shifting towards the overall development of the personality of the children is major part. So now let's come to the prelims MCQ, and you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. And the question says, the National Education Policy 2020 is in conformity with which sustainable development goal? I have told you this one. Option A, SDG 2, SDG 4, SDG 6 and SDG 7. You should be able to do this one. Now let's move to the mains practice question, and this question is a PYQ, previous year question of UPSC, which was asked in 2020 exam. So you people have to write it in 250 words, and it says, National Education Policy 2020 is in conformity with the Sustainable Development Goal 4. It intends to restructure and reorient education system in India. Critically examine the statement. So the demand here or the command here is critically examine. So critically examine means you have to write both the positives and the negative, both the pros and the cons of the question should be given. Start with a good introduction, then write about the challenges, then about the solutions, then about the conclusion, or if you also want, you can also give a positive way forward. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.